to me honestly. I'm here. I'm here. Talk to me. I'm here. I've been so far away. I don't know when I changed. Your voice replaying in my mind. I'm not prepared this Talk to me honestly. I'm here. I'm here. Talk to me. I'm here.
Well, we're back off an absolute barn burner of a game on Vertigo. Next in line, narrowly taking their map pick, 1916. Royals taking them all around and then some.
Yeah. That was such a sloppy game, so such messy, especially that second half. That first half, we saw TVS going huge to keep Royals at least in the game, and even in the second half, we saw him having massive impact. I think he was up on when he got to 34 kills. There was still 2 of his teammates who hadn't even hit 10 yet, so
Yeah.
an absolute carry for him. But they still lose.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, you walked past him and you said
I did. I was. We just got our food mid game, and I walked to get some utensils, and I walked past TVS, and I was like, man, like really good performance, and he's like, yeah, but still lost though, and just went like he seemed really frustrated, which understandable.
So the two biggest points to give away are obviously Royals. They're going to be tilted after that loss. On top of that, how messy it was for both sides. Next in line, they clearly had weaknesses on their CT side. There was a lot of holes. They burnt a lot of util early, but also they failed to adapt. Heartless every single round stayed in mid until the bomb was planted. Then he'd flank the bomb sites every single round, and we saw they failed to adapt even around 30, where constantly he was getting double kills. Yeah, but it looks like we're going to get ready into the game now, coming into Anubis, which is Royals map pick.
Yeah, Anubis, one of the newest maps in the pool, and one that we know Next in Line have played, and we know Royals have played as well. Royals earlier took
the neighbours
15-15.
Yeah.
That's the reason why Royals are in this game now. The way the group stage has gone is the neighbours game and Next in Line.
They won Royals won all their games except against the neighbours, who they drew, but because of the round difference, it means they came out on top first of the group, and that's why they're here in this upper bracket playing against Next in Line, who they themselves came second thanks to a draw.
Yeah, so we could have seen the neighbours here, but instead it's Royals, who've had a strong tournament so far. We need to see if they're going to be able to continue their run in the upper bracket, or whether they drop down to the low, because they're on the back foot now. They're a map down, so they've got it all to do.
Yeah, and you're going to need to reset. Both teams are going to need to reset. I'm sure we know there's a hint of tilt in the Royals camp, or at least upset, especially with TVS's massive carry. But I wouldn't be surprised to see with how messy that game was, whether there's going to be tilt in the Next in Line camp, or at least a heavy mood.
Yeah, and it's a difficult thing to reset, especially given that break, 10 minutes. It's not a long period of time. It's not like you've been blown out just before lunch. And you've got an hour, have some food, reset, chill. It's 10 minutes. You need to go out. You need to be like, right, this was the issue. This was the issue. This was the issue. We need to plug this. If it's something that exists across maps, if it's a fundamentals issue that you can discuss, get through it. But then also you've got to reset and just work all that tilt out.
The thing is, you also need to reset. And not let the grievances of the previous game affect your performance in the next one.
Yeah.
There's one thing looking at all the mistakes you made and say what you need to plug, but you also need to do that without focusing so much on the past, and still have your mind in the present and focus, and know that you have to do everything in your power to win this game, including focus and have a good mood. That's one thing a lot of people seem to underestimate, is having control over your mood, being able to have the mental will just to be able to say, yeah, no, I know I'm upset about this, but I'm not going to let it change the way I act. Not let your emotions control your actions, and that's such a vital and important and underrated trait to have, especially in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and I think as well, tilt. You know, you tend to have players fall into two types of tilt. You have the very vocal negative tilters and ones who go quiet. And the problem is, if you take any of those into a game, the loud tilters, they tilt their teammates by being loud. As soon as the quiet tilters start going quiet, everyone else's comms start to reduce. The communication doesn't flow as well. The information's not being passed from player to player.
And quite often you see when people tilt is that they freeze up, they play a lot slower, they play less proactively. But we know we're not going to see that from the Finns.
No,
the Finns
absolutely
on Next in
not.
Line, we saw how much they held W. It was absurd. Some rounds Otto would walk up onto the A site, and at 1 minute 30, the A site would be clear, and he'd walk up it with an AWP of full weapons and clear it. And judging just by that alone, I know that no matter how tilted or how bad the mood is from Next in Line, considering how messy a game was compared to their potential expectations, we know they're still going to be holding W.
Yeah, the wild part about the Finns in that game, so hyper aggressive.
Yeah, and the way they work together on the first half on their T side, they work together, playing off each other, flashing one another in onto that B side, which caused Swaggy a big deal of grief, which Swaggy actually tried to copy and replicate coming into the as the half swapped. Just getting some information. It looks like Royals are ready on the server, but Next in Line aren't.
Interesting. Perhaps taking time to discuss.
Yeah, I think it's really important there's a lot more pressure on this map for next in line, judging by the veto, because as we saw, they expected Inferno to be banned by Royals, but it wasn't. So it ended up being floated and going to a third. So Royals are like, well, we'll catch you off guard as much as we can, because that gives us an advantage as a mix, catching a team off guard. They're going to be unprepared. Mentally, they're going to be relying on the fact that we're a team, we've got protocols, we've got practice, we've got executes, you don't, so we've got that against you. As soon as you take that away, even if it doesn't mean too much because it levels the playing field, it's a psychological sort of, you've lost something. That's still a loss that they're going to feel. But it looks like both teams are ready, and we'll be going in the Suva momentarily.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really interesting game. The fact that the first map went so close, and the fact that's next in line's pick as well, it's a bit of a bad vibe given into the second map.
Yeah.
Because you'd argue if Royals are more comfortable in that than perhaps next in line are, then we could be seeing us going to a third, and that's when it gets, as you mentioned, really interesting because they don't play Inferno.
Yeah, they don't. So Inferno will be a really messy game. So we better hope that next in line have sealed up any holes in the defense. It might just be a map thing. It might just be Vertigo that they had issues with. Hopefully on Anubis we don't see the same thing. It is a newer map, so people are going to have less reps on it. They're going to have less sort of awareness as to what holes there are. Or maybe because it's newer, they've been looking at it even deeper. Maybe they've been practicing it more. Who knows? It's hard to say. But at the end of the day, it's a newer map. It's going to be messy. We don't know.
Yeah. It's... yeah, the veto really interests me. It really, really interests me. I like how they floated that Inferno pit.
Yeah, it's a really good move from Royals. But at the end of the day, Royals are the ones who are one map down. They had the opportunity to take the map pick. Now they've got to fight it again on Anubis. And as we mentioned in the pre-game, this Anubis pick, it could be false confidence. They got confidence from it after taking the neighbours, the favourites for this whole tournament, taking them to overtime. But it could be false confidence because the neighbours are asleep. They're playing terrible. The group stage, compared to their expectations at least, the level of Counter-Strike they're playing, you can see it even in the rounds that they win, it's just not as clean. It's a little bit sloppy. They're not playing together, which is what you expect from these incredibly experienced, talented players. And consequently, that means that there's an asterisk, maybe a dark cloud over this draw, which Royals have got. Maybe it's not as impressive as we think. Maybe it's not as impressive as they think, and therefore maybe their Anubis isn't as good as they hope.
Yeah, this neighbours team, you look at the roster on paper, you're like, that they win the tournament.
Yeah.
The amount of firepower they have is outrageous, but they've squandered it themselves.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have to see if Royals, that false confidence, has potentially led them down the wrong path as we go live into Anubis. Pistol round. And we have Royals on the CT side. Dutchy picking up a smoke and 2 flashes for next in line. And we see a kit on Swaggy. In fact, yeah, a kit and a drop set of Julies. And this is so aggressive. Immediately off the bat, Dutchy is called for a bit of a rotation. But the util's gone now. TVS and Swaggy both getting killed. Zulu able to get one in response. Kappa's into so much trouble. Zulu coming in to back him up. But even still, it's a man advantage. Never mind Zulu. Lovely headshot. TVS taking out the round. And Hartles rightly backs away. Zulu recovers a bomb, but the round is in absolute free fall at the minute for next in line because the plan that they had is completely gone. Oscar's got aggressive now outside of A. And I think he's going to realise that...
They're walking into each other. This is also a lovely headshot. The aggressive Finn takes down Oscar and then leaves Heartless alone in the 1 versus 2.
Yeah, and he had so much impact in the last map, but he wasn't high fragging. It'd be a nice way to... Never mind.
Yeah, neglects to clear the corner as thoroughly as he perhaps should have, and Otto's waiting there, takes the headshot. But the setup looked promising for next in line anyway.
Yeah.
Dutchy was in a perfect position, does fluff the shot. If he'd landed that shot, this round would have been a lot more cleaner. But he fluffs it. Thankfully, they get catch the players falling off back with Zulu with a crisp headshot, and that brings us into the second round where we come with a force for Royals. We've got the scout coming in for TVS. We know he's incredible with the sniper. MP9 for Heartless as well. But it looks like a really fast play. A nice little pop coming in for next in line. Flashes come in, and long angle fight. Zulu just wins it with the AK.
Yeah, Otto as well getting a kill. Swaggy around on TVS left, and they're smoked out the bomb side. Still being able to do a bit of chip damage. Missed shot from TVS. Force them away, and it might just be a case of saving the Kevlar and the weapons, which Zulu is not going to let TVS do. Look how aggressive they're acting on the minimap. Zulu takes Devran out. Dutchy is going to go down to Swaggy, and he doesn't realise it, but there's only one person here on the A-bomb site to hold. Luckily, the cavalry's coming in from behind, and Swaggy's going to have no idea. Kappa jumping around. The steps will reveal him. And in fact, Swaggy's going to get another kill, but switching to the MP9 costs him his life, with Otto swinging in to save the day.
Yeah, we've seen this such aggression in terms of hunting these saved weapons for next in line. They don't want any saves coming in, and it is quite impactful. As we've seen, we know that the CTs and Royals, they're going to save following a loss from that force buy. So any weapon you take away, any armor you take away, just makes this round so much safer. We know how deadly the Eagle can be if it's overlooked.
Yeah.
How deadly this is going to be, and a really fast play coming from mid. Hard clears from the back end. Oh, the Zeus for TVS!
Zulu's able to recover, but that's really nice from TVS. Dutchy neglecting to clear that angle, which... Oh dear, Oscar in fact got a kill as well. This should still be fairly clean.
Well,
Otto really does. Yeah, Otto.
Takes the one. Oscar does able to finish him with the 5-7. A little bit of a messy fight, not because of the spray, but because of the cover and the layout of the map. Means that Oscar had the cover. It's really difficult to transfer to him.
That means 3 weapons taken out of this round.
Yeah.
Dutchy is low on money. Kappa is quite low on money as well.
That's 3 players who are going to have to rebuy or be rebought for, which is going to do a dent to the economy for next in line. Whereas Royals, they save this AK. They can bring that into the next round, meaning plenty of util to go around, which is really important on the ZT side.
Yes. Bomb will detonate though, and next in line so far it's a 3-0, a little bit scrappy, but the rounds ultimately fall for them. Zulu's had a nice opening as well. He started strong. He's got 9 kills in 3 rounds, which got to be good for the confidence. He was a bit quiet on Vertigo. Yeah. And we know that he can be an absolute monster. So.
Yeah, I know firsthand how much of a monster Zulu can be. Playing with him on both Lucent and Blackhand, he's such a strong rifler. Bit more of a passive rifler sometimes. But again, we know how strong he can be. He's very reliable.
It looks like it's going to be a very early execute coming out of next in line. They're setting up here for a collapse onto the A-bomb site. So many nades deployed, but it's Hartle's getting the opening kill. And untraded as of yet. Kappa spamming away. Takes a bit of damage.
That's really early in the
Swaggy next up to the plate. They're not expecting him. Dutchy going down. Wolfie's got a trade. This is difficult now. Swaggy still just weaving around. Finally shut down. Devran left in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, and Wolfie on the lurk. He managed to take down the player in middle and leaves Devran alone. It's going to be really difficult for him to get into this site. Next time they have 2 options now that the bomb is planted. They can either group up, play the trades, play the bomb, or they can split up and then play for the info. So, again, if they split up, one player gets the 1-for-1. If they don't win that 1v1, then that's so much information, and because they're split up, it allows the second player to spread out. But there we go, Zulu just
11-0. He's not died yet.
Yeah. So when we were in Lucent, he was one of the, when I came back to Lucent after Coalesce, he was by far one of the more improved players on that lineup. He'd really settled in, and he fragged incredibly hard that season. He was incredible, and it's no wonder that he got poached afterwards by the Drip Men.
Yeah.
And as we see, he's continuing that performance now. Coming back into advanced next in line, and we see just the firepower that he brings.
The angle inside of main. Someone to walk in. Oscar has an M4.
It's interesting though. Otto's decided to buy up the AWP despite being against pistols on this round.
This is a dangerous angle as well. Zulu's still able to catch it perfectly. Switches away, and there's the M4 revealed. But so much damage dealt. It should be nice and easy to clean up now for next in line. It should be 5-0 unless Hartles can pull up a miracle.
Just unable to get the body spam. Yeah, that was nice and composed from next in line. They walked into the site, and despite that, instead of overcommitting into these angles against these pistols and causing chaos where the pistols could surprise and get an advantage, instead they take their time clearing these angles and maximise the trade potential, and they've just isolated these pistols alone, unable to do much.
Change up from Royals. Double AWP. TVS and Devran again. The same duo that pulled out the double AWP towards the end of Vertigo, and TVS getting aggressive here in middle. Missed shots from both of the AWPers, really, and the Molotov is trapped. Taken out the round immediately. Swaggy able to come and recover with 1 kill. And another one as well. Dutchy taken down. Otto is in such a difficult spot as well. Ops to fall out. Oh,
how's Wolfie got there?
He's got 2 kills as well. He's just split the bomb site clean open. Swaggy and Hartle's now reeling to recover. And they're so far away. Wolfie with a nice advanced position. Hartle's actually going to come out on top of that engagement. And Swaggy's got a kill as well. just as quickly as the advantage was gained, it was lost. And now, next in line, have Kappa in a 1 versus 2. There's a lot of time on the clock, 1:05. But he's a long way away from the action. He doesn't have the bomb. But neither do Royals. He's going to recover it now. And he's got some utility. And it looks like he's going to double down on the B bomb site.
But it looks like Royals, they've decided not to move too much, not to shuffle around their defense and get caught off guard in rotation. At the same time, though, yeah, Heartless, he's pushed all the way to this A site, leaving Swaggy alone. He's got to pivot between these two angles. He's going to catch off guard. Kappa seems to have caught him.
Oh, the missed spray!
The spray just isn't there. Swaggy on this lower ground, able to crouch underneath the crosshair, takes him down. But yeah, the whole massive hole on that site defense, Wolfie able to get 2 kills, and it's now a 5 versus 1. First round on the board for Royals.
TVS with the AWP back out.
No AWP for Otto. So we're not going to see that head-to-head fight with the AWPs this round.
A lot of utility though, and they're all gathering here outside the B bomb site, which suggests an execute closing down the angles a little bit. But that's exactly what Devran's going to want because he's so close up with this MP9. And here we go, the push comes in, he's caught with a nade out, and Wolfie straight on top of that. Dutchy takes Oscar as well, trying to come through the connector smoke. The TVS has gone as well, the AWP's out the round. Swaggy and Hartle's left yet again, but this time against so many more players.
Yeah, the pop is perfectly timed. It's really unfortunate that I think it was Devran still had a HE in his hand right as the players came through the smoke. If he didn't have, if he had his gun out there, maybe he gets one and completely shuts down that defense. It was the complete difference.
Yeah, they're opting to save, I think, although Hartle's getting a bit curious. Going to back away and straight into Zulu, who I think he's heard. Doesn't matter though, like, Zulu's got that kill. 14-2.
Yeah, Zulu saw what TVS was doing last game. He was like, no, it's my turn.
Yeah. What interesting highlight as well here, actually, is Devran. 0 and 7, yet to frag.
Yet to frag. Does he have 0 assists, though? That's the really important question. Is he doing a James Bond?
Is he James Bonding? It's an excellent question. And it's back to pistols for Royals.
Couple of Deagles brought up. See what they can damage they can do with this with the one-shot headshot and close angles as well. Next in line, grouping up towards B, looking potentially going for another one of these executes or one of these slower rounds, which they cleaned out the B site really well. Otto just posted up, pinning this angle, so Oscar and Devron both stuck in this right-hand side. Right, and there's the flash. Devron 5-7 is good. Oscar with the deagle as well.
Finally, Dutchy able to find one in response, and it looks like he's not content with that at all. Storming into the bomb site, he's going to run out of bullets. And Oscar able to get the kill, maintaining the man advantage. Now Zulu's in hot water. Swaggy gets a kill. Otto left to isolate 2 1v1s here with the AWP. Smokes off the bomb. It's retrievable. And despite Swaggy's best efforts just spamming through, he's going to be able to get away, and he is running. And these two Royals players now, Swaggy and Hartles, yet again, this duo.
They've pushed towards A main so they can pick up these guns that they've gotten down. So give themselves a good opportunity in the fighting. But yeah, Otto, he knows that those two players on B. And on top of that, the B site so close range, really difficult to get shots off in the AWP, especially against pistols. He's managed to get the bomb down, which would be nice for the economy. The bomb down is always huge for the money for the T's.
And it's a really wide plant as well, which affords him a lot of leg room in how he positions himself. But it's also quite obvious in the sense that
you can see where it's planted for, so you know it's probably going to be A main. He's got a really difficult opportunity job here. He's got to shut down Swaggy's push towards A main.
Flash, ineffective. And Otto capitalizes, realizes there's no trade coming. Here's a tap on the bomb.
The smoke is on it.
Flash as
this
well.
Is a really good opportunity for Heartless. He doesn't
Heartless.
able to get the bomb.
He's jumping up instead. He's going for the aim fight, and Otto's going to win that. He couldn't find the bomb in the smoke.
Heartless, I'm not sure what he's going for there. You've got the smoke down on the bomb against an AWPer. Like the AWP, it's so difficult to stop a ninja defuse with the AWP. Yet he decides to go for the fight, and it's so messy from Heartless there. Unfortunately, 7-1 now. Coming into the 9th round. Royals still with only one round on the board. We see the double AWPs coming back out. Anubis is a map which does favour heavy AWP setups, especially the double AWP. With these tight pixel angles, you're able to go with these fast rotations to be able to pivot between sites with the AWP.
But Devran not having a lot of luck on any weapon so far this game. He's still only on 1 kill. Hartle's on 2. TVS also. the big hit from last game. He was up on 40 kills. And at the minute, Royals have started off really nicely, just as we highlighted them. All the low fraggers have chimed in. TVS and Hartles both with a kill. Oscar as well. Just 2 players left now for next in line. Dutchy needs to clear his angles here, and he's not going to. Oscar capitalizes. Zulu taking out the round as well. Devran,
clean.
there he is.
It's clean. That's really big for the economy for Royals. So, despite being on the back foot, if they lose any round, they pretty much have to eco or go for some sort of half buy. But this enables them to keep buying and not have to reinvest, not have to spend money, as much money coming into this round, so they can save it for later rounds. Which is exactly what they need when they're 7-2 down.
Yeah.
In the meantime, next in line, they're the ones who are on the back foot. All of their players fully investing, nothing left in the bank for 3 of their players, and 2 of the players even then next to nothing.
Yeah, it's TVS. Hartle's able to delay, and that allows TVS to set up on the angle as well. Zulu walks straight into the crosshairs. Man disadvantage straight off the bat. 1:30 on the clock, and the util's gone. They burnt it, all of it.
But look at the CT's rotations. They're playing so passively now thanks to this really heavy A push. They've got A on lock, but the B players, they're deciding to play retake, which could help with these AWPs, but this smoke, it's enough to just cut them off that side of the site. Decide not to face Devran on that super long angle, and there we go, Otto taking down Oscar.
But crucially traded. So the man advantage retained for Royals. Devran's still on the old Kappa, needs his kill, and he gets it.
That aggression from those Finns, it's unrelenting. And now we've got 2 AWPs on the retake. There we go, TVS picks up the rifle. A1S, see if he can get a trade potential, and Dutchy in a nice off angle.
And he's got both!
The 1 versus 2. Dutchy, but puts them up onto 8 kills.
The in-game leader.
Yeah.
I'll
The
do it
Scotsman.
myself.
Braveheart right there.
And I think that much needed round for Royals has slipped away.
Yeah, again, I want to bring this back to the false confidence that we have from Royals. Next in line, they're a team. They're going to be prepped for all the maps that are at least in their map pool. Whereas Royals, they're a mix. They're not going to have anything prepared. They picked this map based on the confidence of going into of taking a draw against the neighbours. But it's not enough. So far, at least in the first half.
Oh, that's a big miss.
Big
Flashbangs there. Wolfie's still able to get the kill. And that's another initial fight lost.
You can't be having that from your heavy hitters, from your international... Oh, what a kill. Right, yeah, I was about to say, from your international imports, you can't be having these whiffing sprays, especially from the likes of their round player who's been on Big Academy. In the meantime, Kappa, he's just walking onto the side contact, takes down 2.
The one thing that Next in Line are doing so well at the minute is trading.
Yeah.
Although Zulu, just as I say, is caught off without the possibility of a trade. But look, here's Oscar just jumping out into Dutchy's crosshairs. But Swaggy now knows that the bomb site's only 1 player. It doesn't matter. He's lost to the AWP.
Yeah. The trading is just really good for the Next in Line right now. That's one of the things about Anubis. It's such a small map for the Ts that there's very little places for them to spread out. Therefore, it's a lot easier to trade.
It's just pistols for Royals in this one. They've got Kevlar.
Heavy buy for Oscar. He's not going to be able to get full util next round. A little bit of a sacrifice, but we'll see how much that Deagle can do. We know he's got Chris Bane. But
Yeah.
Kappa going so fast into cave fighting Oscar. And there we go. There's a Deagle chimes out. A second one for Oscar. Finally goes down, gets taken down by Wolfie. And we're now in a 3 versus 2 in the favour of the CTs with this weaker weaponry.
Yeah, and Otto, look at him up close with the AWP. TVS has a Deagle. He can fire multiple shots. Otto just had to miss 1, which he does. TVS able to get the kill. Now TVS has the AWP. Swaggy has an AK. Hartle's still on Deagle.
But it doesn't matter. Wolfie's on 46 HP. All it takes is 1 shot. There we go. 1 shot to his leg has taken down to 4. So even a breath of wind, a nice shot onto Swaggy. Now it's TVS. TVS, can he recreate the performance he had in the previous game on Vertigo? He's currently 5 and 10. He finished the last game on well over 40 kills.
Look at the time. There's a minute left on the clock. Wolfie knows this, and
This
he's
is so
aware of
strong.
it. And so he's just going to sit and chill for a bit. In TVS, the back of TVS's head now, he's got so many possibilities he's going to have to recalculate it in order to figure out where Wolfie's going.
Yeah, so Wolfie, the idea of this play here, he's going to sit and wait. He knows that TVS is going to reposition. TVS is going to get antsy as the clock goes down. It's likely that if the clock's going down, that TVS re-aggresses towards where Wolfie just was. So Wolfie's sat there holding. The clocks go down, Wolfie's finally gotten impatient enough. But that also means he now has no idea where TVS has gone. For all he knows, TVS could have flanked him. But he hasn't. TVS is deciding to play a little bit more passive. He's got the Deagle out because he knows Wolfie is low.
He spotted
He
the
spots
barrel.
the barrel.
But Wolfie's holding the angle, and he turns away at the last second, but TVS is missing the shot. And he's picked up the bomb. The steps bait Wolfie into stopping the defuse. And TVS now going to back away because Wolfie, 10 seconds left. just perfectly played from TVS despite the missed shots.
Yeah.
Recovers so well.
You can see the experience coming down to it. It's not all about hitting those shots. Sure, hitting the shots is big. He could have closed that round out earlier, but he made up for that with that decision making. Impeccably plays that 1 versus 1. Wolfie under the pressure, fakes the bomb. He knows that TVS, he's got everything in his hand right there.
Now the money on next in line. 2 Tech-9s, a Deagle. They have got 2 AKs, but again, not a lot of utility. In fact, it's 1 smoke and 4 flashes. And that's all they've got.
Again, a little bit of slow. We've seen the boost come out in mid to spot over the mid smoke.
Otto's fallen off it.
Yeah, Oscar, he's got so much information peeking this canal, and the confidence to hold it with the AUG. Finally spots out Dutchy. A little bit of information for him to react off of. We've now seen next in line group up. Again, something we've complimented them on so many times is their grouping up and trading is really good. And as we see, Swaggy, he's caught out of position right now.
Shoulder. And now, pounce from next in line, but it comes a bit too late. Swaggy's still able to get 2. And
that's 2 and information.
Util a problem, but Dutchy taking the aim fight on Hartles wins it out, equalises the numbers at least, and that allows a weapon to be picked up as well. Dutchy very low on HP, going in close with the Tech-9. Lovely no-scope from TVS. Otto able to trade. Again, just these trades from next in line, keeping them at equal numbers. Bomb's going to be planted. No utility to keep the CTs off the bomb site. And the CTs have got a lot of utility to retake as well. Otto going to lose the fight to Oscar in main, and that's big because Kappa now going to have to be pivoting between 2 completely different angles in order to weave a way through this 1 versus 2, and the double peak is perfect. Royals are going to get their 4th.
Yeah, this is a really impactful round here because that's going to set them up nicely. As we can see, their money wasn't very good at all either on some of their players. So coming into this next round, coming into this penultimate, I think it's penultimate, that's the right word, yeah, penultimate round of the half, it means they're going to have the money to set themselves up to keep this game close. If they had lost that round, next in line might have been able to get carried away with a couple more rounds, and there'd be a really big difference, and Royals would have a really big meal on their plate. But now, this is slightly a bit more manageable.
Yeah, Royals able to close the gap quite a lot with a set of Tech-9s. And they're just pushing into Swaggy, farming. Swaggy's topping the scoreboard for Royals at the minute.
Yeah, unlike Vertigo who's getting abused on that B site with the trades, he's getting under a lot of pressure. This time he's able to hold his own and constantly get 2 before going down.
Dutchy. Smoking Oscar off. Hartles again punished in camera. They know where Oscar is as well, just swinging in. Oscar still manages to win. The lack of armor punishing Otto despite the pre-fire. Dutchy at least able to get the bomb, and this is a boon for the economy. And with a 1 versus 3, he's got Kevlar as well. There's potential. And you see them grouping up as well. Oscar goes down though. TVS unable to trade. Dutchy given time to reload. The HE going to do damage, and TVS does manage to finish with the Tech-9.
Yeah,
so
again,
5 rounds.
Puts Royals up to 5. Now they're going to be fighting for the 6th. If they get the 6th, this is going to be a good half for Royals, considering, again, I'll remind everyone there's false confidence coming for picking this map. The bomb getting planted, though, that ensures that the Ts in next in line, they've got plenty of money to get full sets of util. If they didn't get the bomb down, some of these players might not be having every single flash, and that could be the difference, depending on how late and how long this round lasts. It could be the difference between a win or lose.
Upset for both teams, TVS and Otto. They've been trading blows all series so far. Oh, and that's...
TVS just so much quicker, and he gets a 2nd.
He's back on the server, and he spotted the 3rd as well. There it is.
He's finally happy that his teammates are starting to show up now, so he gets the 3K. Joins them in. Joins in with them, should I say.
Swaggy again.
Pushing as well.
He's up on 20. Zulu taken out in middle. Wolfie in a 1 versus 5. If he's able to pull this one off, this would be one for the ages. He's got a smoke, he's got 2 flashes, and he's got full health.
But the one thing he doesn't have is map control.
No.
And the element of surprise is gone.
Yeah. Royals begin to converge on his location. One of the flashbangs burnt as well, and his back exposed to A main at the minute. He's just waiting for Royals to walk into him, and they are doing exactly that. They're converging. They're closing him in. He might be able to weave. Never mind.
I was about to say, yeah, Devran clearing out the water means clearing out the water means the only place he can be is that carpet corridor. So even further limiting the positions he can be in. But anyway, 9-6 half. This is good for Royals. They've brought it back. Winning those last 4 rounds is huge to keep them in this game, and we could see another close affair. Coming into the sides flipped, pugging that T side, that mix element. We'll see how coordinated they can be.
Pistol round.
Anubis, yeah.
They've bought a smoke and a flash. The smoke has already been burnt on connector, and that allows them to get into water completely unimpeded. Well, the Dutchie spots a lot of info now. Takes a dink, though, as punishment.
All it takes is a Glock shot to the shoe, and Dutchie will be going down.
Devran. P250, miss shot. Swaggy, info gain. Takes a lot of space. Zulu is the one to get the headshot. Kappa as well from range. His USP's dealing damage. TVS looking to close the distance. And a 1-for-1 trade. Otto B leaves TVS. Left in a 1 versus 4. Gets the first kill. These CTs are... Oh my god, 4 kills! And he's got the dink on Zulu as well. It needs to be a headshot out of Zulu. TVS just working, weaving around Zulu as well. Miss shot. But Zulu wins it in the end. TVS, despite everything.
That was so close. It goes down to a 4 versus 1. Dutchie and Zulu both 1 HP. A single bullet to the body would have taken them out, and he gets the crisp headshots to take down the full HP players. But Zulu, he's just crisper today. 19 and 10. He started this game on an absolute tear. He has slowed down a bit, but he keeps it up for that pistol round.
TVS has been quiet in the first half of this game, but he's turning it around now. Swaggy, the performance has revitalized TVS. Bit of a resurgence, and that's dangerous for next in line, because if he starts to warm back up into this series, we saw how dangerous he could be on Vertigo.
But Zulu, he's cooled him down in that round. We'll see if he can keep cooling him down. As we see Swaggy getting that fight onto Otto. We see the force buy coming in for both teams. They know that only one player survived for next in line, so their reinvestment with the armor means they're not going to have the greatest weaponry.
Wolfie could be in a lot of trouble here. As soon as that Molotov fades, Swaggy can swing. Kappa able to delay, but still 1-for-1 trades. And that means ultimately with the opening pick lost, they're on the back foot. Zulu though, 2 kills. Dutchie taken down. TVS yet again. It's this 1 versus 1, the repeat of the pistol round. This time they're so far removed from each other, and TVS doesn't have the bomb. He's going to mid to pick it up, and Zulu scrambling to try and stop him. He realizes he's not going to get there in time, and actually goes for a diversion through T-spawn.
This time the HP does favor Zulu. The weaponry though is even. They both got M41Ss.
But the HP means that Zulu, 1-shot headshot. TVS needs at least 2. And they're working around each other. TVS has recovered the bomb, and Zulu unsure of where he is now. He's too far away for those steps to have been heard. He's going to realize the bomb's been picked up.
He's going to have a decision to make here, whether he goes towards A or towards B. He's not going to know unless he gets... If the bomb does get planted, he will hear the audio in his left ear, so should figure this one out.
Sounds like he might be a little bit unsure. Okay, no, he's heading towards Temple. He knows where it is, and they're going to meet.
His steps should have been heard, I think.
He's flanking all the way around. Yeah, TVS should have heard. Oh, he's faked the steps, and he's baited TVS perfectly. TVS has turned his back. Finally spins around because Zulu's making noise! Why?
That's so unfortunate there. The 1v1, the mind games. It just, as they circled each other, the information just got lost and it reset everything, and it just made it so much difficult for Zulu to do anything because he had very little information. He had no idea where TVS could be. He could have been anywhere, and he ended up giving the information to TVS to win it, and that keeps Royals in this game 7-10. Winning up the force buy, that's huge. Next in line, they decide to force buy back. They've got Deagle's armor and a scout on Otto. They're going for a really fast round here for Royals. Yeah,
Kappa is going to be under a lot of pressure here, hiding in the B-bomb site, or the A-bomb site rather, spotted. And absolutely run down. Devran and Hartles with the MAC-10s. Now they're locked out. Wolfie trying to pre-fire a Deagle headshot. It's not going to happen. Bomb planted. It might be worth next in line just saving the Kevlar. Throwing the weapons, upgrading them for M4s perhaps next round. Oh no, because the next round will be an eco. So saving these weapons gives them a second run at it.
Yeah, no, they definitely should be saving here. They shouldn't even be contesting for exits. Contesting for exits is worth nothing because you're going to be picking up Mac 10s of the play transfers.
Oh, Dutchie does manage to take Hartles out. Made a bit of a meal of it. Wolfie tagging Swaggy up.
Just overextending. They don't need to go for these kills. They gain nothing from getting these kills. Sure, the money is bad for the T's, but at the end of the day, you're going to be ecoing next round. So Royals are going to be able to build up their economy, even if they do a lot of damage this round.
Yeah, Royals been quite happy to hunt here with those Mac 10s. They know that they'll be able to reinvest, upgrade the next round, but they do have to temper it a little, and I think we realise that coming out now.
3 saves though, 3 armors saved, a Scout, MP9 and a Deagle. We'll see how much damage they can do. Anubis, has a lot of opportunities for you to get aggressive and nice and close to that MP9. You could wait for them to be aggressive mid and mid doors, and you've got a lot of close angles on B as well.
Dutchy had a deagle. Either he'd picked one up, or he had one already. He'd be able to drop that over to Kappa, so we've got
2 deagles.
2 deagles.
Yeah, that's an extra weaponry. That's going to be big.
It's only Zulu on the USP, and he's just baiting them in at the minute. Straight into the jaws of Dutchy. And there it is, the MP9 gets a kill. Untraded as of yet. And in fact, Royal's forced to back away as well. A man advantage for next in line, but immediately traded back by Oscar. And now Zulu doesn't have a weapon in the back of the bomb site. He's just going to have to tap away with the USP and buy as much time as possible. And he isn't able to buy enough. Swaggy taking Otto B out as well. Working in through the connector as well. Kappa's going to have trouble holding the angle though. Lovely. Swaggy revealing his location. So that'll be the only kills that are found.
Almost tied up, 1 round away. But I really like this sort of play that a lot of teams seem to be going for on these anti-ecos, anti-force buys with the T's. They just group up towards B main and they sit and take these long-range angle fights. Instead of walking into the crossfires, they can just sit at the back, molly off these angles, and they know that if they push the CTs out of position, they have to end up being exposed to B main. And as we saw that from Dutchy, he tries to move away from the pillar, gets shot down from Oscar, pinning him down. But now we do see the first full buy coming in for next in line. Got 5 rifles on both teams.
Shots exchanged through the smoke. Little bits of damage dealt.
It's interesting, we see a little boost coming out here for next in line.
Changing it up, I like it. The problem is, this connector push comes in too quickly, which is getting very close.
Yeah, that's a lot of map control. That smoke is huge. Smoking off B main allows them to reposition, hold from some unorthodox angles.
Flash for Swaggy, dodged by Dutchy, but even still, Swaggy's able to get the kill. The dink allows Zulu to easily finish. Utility raining in onto the bomb site. Oscar taken down by Otto. Zulu's got the kill onto Hartles as well. Devran left now in a 1 versus 4. Will go down, but Devran taken out. So 3 players surviving, which is big for the economy.
Yeah, no, this is a big round win for the CTs. They've got full buy coming in again, and the money is on the back foot for Royals.
Sending some shots through the mid smoke.
We see a lot of mid presence coming from Royals. They seem to be contesting, but next in line they have 2 players set up in a big crossfire. One of the players seems to be rotating out though, as Wolfie, now he's coming back to join in, rotating towards A. The util does start to fade. Again, Royals just waiting out the clock. They know that next in line, at least on Vertigo, they burnt their util so early. Instead fading out the smoke, this is going to have a lot of pressure on Otto's plate here.
Opening. Yeah, this is difficult now for next in line to try and recover. They've got 2 people on the A bomb site. And we can see the rotation coming in from Dutchy. But this kill's going to be everything. Devran spots him. And there, Swaggy getting the kill onto Kappa. Finally, the kills come back in response. And actually, we're into a 3 versus 3 here. TVS and Hartles, though, are starting to realise that there's a bit of space to be taken here on the A bomb site, on the B bomb site. Zulu hiding in the back lines, gets 1 TVS. That's a big scalp to take. And Oscar as well. Solo on HP, taking down Zulu. He's getting them all.
Such a stalwart guardian of this entire map. He's had clutches, he's had multi-kills, he's had entries, and he's held down that site so strongly that he's up to 28 kills, rivaling Swaggy's 27. Swaggy, again, he had so many multi-kills in that first half, getting 2 kills every single time the next in line tried to go mid. This time, it's Zulu who's going huge.
Yeah, it's big for next in line here as well to keep that round gap big. 3 rounds separate these 2 at the moment. And
look at the
confidence play.
Yeah,
and they're just going for it. I mean, a nice shot through the smoke, but that should be all they get here. Wolfie's under a bit of pressure. Devran's chasing him down, but like, in fact, Dutchy as well. Oh, caught off guard. Hartles, luckily, Dutchy's able to recover, but
just able to recover. Yeah, as you mentioned, the aggression. Next in line, they've got these aggressive Finnish players, and against these pistols, they have the confidence to just smoke out mid and take these fights, which they know they can win because of the weaker weaponry on the T's. Coming into this next round, though, 13-9. The round difference is stretched up to 4 rounds. Next in line, got the AWP on Otto as well. Again, we mentioned it, how impactful the AWP can be on Anubis.
The utility is terrible for Royals. They've got these AKs out.
And they all bought 9s in last round as well.
Yeah, and now Otto's opened things up immediately. Luckily, it's TVS, who didn't have any utility, But at the same time, it's not lucky it's TVS because he's one of the big hitters.
Yeah, he's the second highest scorer for Royals right now, and a huge scalp to take, especially considering his Virgo performance.
Yeah. Swaggy's got connector, and Devran's maybe has been able to find a trade. Wolfie taken down, and in fact, Devran's continuing. Kappa, Otto able to trade things back, so we're into a 3 versus 3. Swaggy again just working through the connector. There's 2 players here on the B bomb site.
It seems like everything, yeah, is closing in on the B bomb site now. We've got 2 players for either side. It's closing in. We've got a lurker coming in from Swaggy, but they're set up. Oh, Zulu, he goes down, which means Dutchy, he's got it all to do. Takes down one. Traded by Heartless.
And now, Otto up close.
Unable to deal with the AWP, yeah, it's a really difficult situation for him. Rules, they did a really good job at trading out there. Despite being a 3 versus 3, it's even, but as I always say, 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, 2 versus 2, those favour the Ts, because the CTs, they have to spread out. The map size doesn't change, so they have to spread out just as much. And they play it well, they trade it out perfectly. The crossfire wasn't quite there for next in line. And yeah, Rules, they take out that round and keep us at a 3-round difference. And the money, it's not looking amazing for next in line should they lose this. Dutchy only on an MP9.
Yeah, and Royals starting to rebuild that economy. There's a potential, there's an avenue where Royals could tie things up quite easily just off the back of this next round. Kappa holding a nice off angle at the back of the bomb site. He's going to get a kill for free, untraded. Oscar trying to come in and help, but Wolfie's there to back his teammate as well, and they're going to have to give it up. TVS finally moving in with the AWP.
This is a big opening pick, especially considering, again, the economy. But if you look across the map, very little B presence. Seems like Royals, they've got a minute left, but they do seem to be posturing towards A, which is where 3 players for next in line seem to present. And if we look, Wolfie and Otto getting, that is so beautiful. Getting a little bit proactive. They clear out middle, meaning they can cancel out the possibility of a split onto that A side, which is so strong. And now that leaves only one avenue of attack for Royals onto that A side, which is A main. They do have 45 seconds left, so they don't have to commit. But with Wolfie's aggression here, they're sort of trapped.
And crucially, Wolfie is continuing this lurk. He's continuing to be a thorn in the side for Royals, and sneaking around the back is going to put so much pressure on them. Look at him, he's lining them up. 2 kills immediately. Oscar looking to get a trade, and the dink even landed. Wolfie fires 19 bullets, still using the 20th, is able to be effective. And then Otto B just has to come in with the USP and clean it out. It gets a bit sticky. He lost a lot of HP, but he survives with his life. And that means 14 rounds now.
That round entirely closed by that proactiveness and that aggression into mid. As I mentioned before, shut down any possibility of a split onto A, which is the only way sort of Royals can get onto that site, is with a real split. And then on top of that, he continues that aggression and eliminates any possibility of getting so much information and just clamps his jaws down. There we go, the AWP ringing out again for Otto. Getting an opening pick onto Devran. Swaggy does his best, kills down Wolfie at the start of the previous round. The Deagle. But yeah, the Deagles, they're coming back and forth. They are losing a couple picks, and we are somehow into a 3 versus 3. Yeah. Zulu getting nice and proactive, as mentioned before. Pushing into A, pushing to B, sorry.
And it's a low amount of investment coming into this from Royals. This is basically an eco. There's a half buy, there's a bit of upgraded.
And at the end of the day, the money isn't good for next in line. It's not perfect. They do have enough to buy next round, should at least 2 people save, but it won't be perfect.
Yeah.
So any damage that Royals can do can have a massive impact coming into the next few rounds.
Yeah, they really need all 3 of these players to survive, to have an optimal buy. And
just to keep Royals at bay.
Yeah.
And give themselves the best chance they have at coming into this round. Zulu, he's in a decent spot. He's not exposed, and no matter what, the T's coming in to B site have to come into his crosshair, but they can walk underneath it.
Oh, and he's going to miss the shot as well. Zulu goes down, and that's a rifle picked up. It's going to have to be reloaded by Oscar, which is potential for a quick pounce. But the CTs are so far away, and they're separated as well. They've got to come at this from multiple angles.
This is good, though. They are able to clear out both CT and B main, which is going to, process of elimination, mean that they can only be in sort of Temple or Cave, and it's unlikely they're going to take Temple. Kappa doing a lot of information, trying to bait the attention so Dutchy can come in, but Harvest is holding for it, and Oscar, he just needs to hold. He knows exactly where Kappa's coming from, so that's 14-11. The round is lost. So, what are next in line going to do with that money here? They don't have enough to buy, quite frankly. They should eco. They should do that.
It's pistols and armor, Tim.
Yeah, they should do. Again, 1 round loss bonus, meaning even if they invest pistols and armor, that means that's money they're taking away from their investment next round. I like to see this. I like to see the USPs. They do manage to get 2, which isn't bad. It gives Zulu a possibility of doing something, puts him up to 30 kills, but at the end of the day, he's on incredibly low hit. He's on 5 HP.
Yeah, Zulu and Swaggy both trading blows this game. Zulu at the minute is 1 kill ahead of Swaggy with 30. Swaggy on 29.
Yeah, and the previous game we kept mentioning that firepower coming in from the Finns, their aggressiveness. Otto on that AWP, getting all over the place. Kappa as well, teaming up with him, playing so perfectly together. And Wolfie being that sub in, still having his rounds on the lurk. But this game, it's Zulu and Swaggy. They're the ones who are showing up. So we see that next in line across the board,
Swaggy wants
firepower. Yeah, Swaggy wants that kill. He wants to take it down. Levels the playing field. He's also up to 30. But yeah, because that round was so quick, it perhaps gives him momentum. So I think even Zulu trying to play his life there helps sort of settle any momentum gathered by such a quick blending of a round win.
Yeah. And
But yeah, as crucially mentioned, with the money, Dutchy is now only on a balance because if they invested anything in that previous round, that's util
nice.
away, but a big opening from TVS. The AWPer, this boost though, should come up clutch.
yeah, this is a real off angle, and yeah, TVS not ready for it. Hartle's trying desperately to come in for the trade, but Zulu, he's just shooting the metal great in front of him. And then Devran gets him through the smoke.
It's now a 3v3. The CT's locked off the site through the smoke. Kappa just coming in, catching Swaggy with his gun out, and gets the information on Heartless.
Oh, hello.
Pulls him off. The T-smoke actually coming in to help Kappa retake
And a dink
the
as well.
site.
Dutchy with the FAMAS switches to the USP because he knows that Oscar's low, but Devran's still on full HP, and Wolfie still yet to activate as well. Wolfie been doing bits for next in line so far. Dutchy fading the smoke, gets the kill onto Devran. The planter prevented as well. So not only do next in line get the round, they prevent the plant, and the money is now terrible.
Not only that, they get match point and series point. They won map 1. This is Royals' pick. They win the next round, they win the whole series.
And a pause coming in. I mean, you
Well,
have to.
It's a technical pause, as far as we're aware. So, could be a PC issue.
Could be.
Could be. Or it could be a tactical one in disguise.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Royals have managed to pull out 4 AKs so far, and Hartles can definitely afford a 5th. But the util, terrible. Devran and Oscar, they haven't got any. Decoy, that's not a real piece of utility. Unless you're doing an epic fake flash. Do you like a cheeky fake flash with a decoy, Tim?
No, I just saved the $50. That's the difference between you buying another flash next round. You buy 4 decoys, that's 1 flash.
And it could be the difference
Between
between you being able to drop an AWP.
Yeah, it can be actually, yeah.
But anyway, full util for next in line. However, the weaponry's not great. Zulu's on MP9, Kappa also on a FAMAS.
Only 1 kit in the hands of Dutchy, which means retakes are going to be difficult if he goes down out of position.
Yeah, they need to ideally prevent Royals from getting onto a bomb site. Or at least get it down to low numbers before they do. Zulu swaps with Dutchy taking that connector position.
Yeah, we see it's sort of stagnant across the map here. The CT's going for a 2-1-2 setup. Very little contact, but in the meantime, Swaggy, he's just trying to walk in contact play onto this A site.
Yeah, and he's got a teammate with him as well to back him up.
This whole time, Kappa, look, he's hiding behind the site, so he's going to pounce
He's
at
still
the
not
last
had
minute.
to activate. Swaggy almost aware, but still 2-man advantage now for Royals.
So well played. Kappa not pouncing too early. If he goes down there, he's then in a 1-1 trade. Waits for his teammates to come in to be able to support him, take the attention away, so they can pounce and get a double kill. That's perfect.
Next in line on the brink, taking this one 2-0 and preventing going to Inferno. But still, they're not out of it just yet.
They've rotated off the site, so they haven't actually, for all they know, a player could have walked in. So they're going to take their time clearing everything. In the meantime, TVS does get an opening pick.
Otto be taken down. Zulu has managed to weave his way back into the bomb site. Just in the nick of time as well. The smoke on main, perfectly timed, as you say.
The issue is there's 30 seconds left. Royals have to commit unless they want to make noise.
Oh, Zulu was looking like he wanted to get a bit aggressive there, but the smoke's beginning to fade. They're playing double dark. I love it.
This is perfect.
Yeah, all Zulu has to do is do a bit of damage and die now. They should not expect a second player here in Dutchy, and they don't. Hartle's not checking. He plays the time. Gets 1, gets 2. TVS, the last one. 3 players to find. He's going to get the first. Dutchy going down. They're not out of this yet. TVS should be able to get the bomb planted, but look at this flank coming in. And yeah, there it is. Kappa taking TVS down 16-12. Royals go down to the lower bracket.
And next in line, crucially, they get a line.
Yeah.
They get to stay
They
in the
do.
upper bracket, meaning they don't have to play till 1 p.m. tomorrow. And yeah, what a brilliant game to watch.
Yeah, really, really nice. Back and forth, trading blows as well. Despite it being just a 2-0, it didn't feel like any team was comfortably in control. Certainly not for Vertigo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting, though, that for what I've got to say about the Royals, though, is they relied entirely on firepower, which wasn't there entirely. They had TVS was the only one keeping them in Vertigo.
Yeah.
Heartless did have a lot of impact on those kills on Vertigo, but coming into Anubis, a lot of them really struggled to show any kills other than Swaggy in middle.
Yeah.
Going flip side, on the other side, the firepower was all there for next in line. They were all even across the scoreboard, and each map someone had something to show. Otto with his incredible aggression, Kappa with his team play coming in with his Finnish brother, and then Zulu going huge. And I want to mention Wolfie. He's standing in, and he showed such versatility. He was able to play aggressive, being aggressive towards Vertigo. He was also able to show sort of a passive lurking style as well.
Yes.
So I'm really impressed in how versatile he's shown in a substitute position, whilst also putting up a decent amount of kills.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think if this game was anything to go by, an absolute banger, by the way, then we've got more of it to come tomorrow. So as we continue with semi-finals, lower bracket stuff, it's all to come tomorrow. See you then.